What up, world? It's your boy, actor Brian Scott Stevens here. I'm gonna do probably one of my most controversial videos because this debate's gonna be going on for a long time. And I'm putting in the date intentionally just because I know that this is gonna be probably around for a minute. May 28th, 2015. Just to set the tone for you, the Warriors just defeated the Rockets, so it's going to be Warriors versus Cavs. So I'm doing all this before the actual finals actually start. But let me get into my main topic. Who is a better basketball player, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? I know this is going to be an argument forever. I mean, I can see people, like, when I'm 60 years old, I can see people still debating that. I know that LeBron James' career hasn't been done, but it's something that's very interesting and very exciting to really talk about, because they both have two different styles, two different positions, two different sizes. I mean, there's just so much difference in it, but both clearly, no questions, dominated their era. Michael Jordan first. Okay, I'm an 80s baby. When Michael Jordan was around, everybody, when I mean everybody was watching the NBA when Michael Jordan was playing. Period. You absolutely love Jordan. I mean, they had Magic Johnson, they had Larry Bird, they had David Robinson, Charles Barkley. I mean, Karl Malone. There were so many people that were so good when it comes to basketball, but you still had to see Michael Jordan play. He was incredible. For a guy who was so much, I mean, for his size, he's kind of a small guy. I mean, you can't really say that NBA players are small. I'm 5'6", so I couldn't even make it as a second string water boy. Let's be honest. But he was short compared to a lot of these other guys. And like, he dunked on Patrick Ewing. He would just go off every single game. Every single game. Didn't matter if he's sick. It didn't matter what's going on. He was going off every single game. And Jordan, I think for his career, he averaged 30 points a game for the complete career. Excellent defensive player. He was for a guard, he's a pretty good rebounder. He definitely stole a lot. He definitely, like, especially towards the later end of his career, he started assisting a lot more. And he had like a ill dunk, obviously, but then he started having this crazy jump shot that, like, I feel like almost no one could actually really take. Kind of like how Stephen Curry right now has that jump shot that you feel like no matter what, he has the ball, he's going to shoot it. And that's how Michael Jordan was. Absolutely crazy. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch every single game that I could possibly watch. Man, every year it was always the same thing. In the 90s, it was always the same thing. In the 80s, Jordan couldn't get past the Pistons at all. He cannot get past the Celtics. He cannot get past these guys. But then when a lot of these guys retired, and then in the 90s it was him, nobody was going through him. Nobody. And that's amazing, because when you think about it, he got drafted in 1984, and he didn't win his first championship, I think it was like 91 or 92. And then after that, he just had those the three in a row, retired, played baseball, came back, three in a row again. Just completely dominated the 90s. Very, very great player. If you're talking about brands, you can't debate the part about the brands. Michael Jordan is clearly the biggest brand in basketball, period. People get shot over his shoes. That's pretty serious. Where people are willing to kill you, they are in lines just to get your shoes. And he hasn't played basketball in almost like 15 years. And people are still getting their heads cracked over this. Yeah, so Michael Jordan, absolutely one of the best players of all time. Now I'm going to go on LeBron. LeBron drafted in 2003, came straight out of high school, came from Ohio. I spent some years growing up in Ohio as well. Dayton, Ohio. What is wrong with me? Daytona Beach is about 30 minutes away from me right now. So I guess that's why I had that on my mind. Absolutely great player. Out the gate, came in with like a force, made an instant change, instant impact. That's one thing that I can admit. No matter what, LeBron was able to do a lot of things earlier than Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan had too much competition in his way to where he couldn't just get past it. LeBron, as soon as he came in, he was coming in with full force. Yes, they lost against my Spurs in 2007, and I got swept. But you can't deny the fact that when LeBron's on the team, that team is almost finals or nothing. I mean, okay, I'm in Orlando. I feel like if he went to Orlando Magic's and he was on the team, they would be right here in the finals against the Warriors again. That's the same principle. He's one of those type of people where he's so dynamic. Especially when he was younger, he was such an excellent shooter. He used to just shoot crazy threes. I don't know if you saw the videos where he used to just be on the other side of the court, where he was talking on interviews, and he used to just throw it and just always make it in on the other side of the court. Like, in a row. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube. There's probably a lot of YouTube videos of him doing this stuff. And this is when he first came in. Just crazy talent. But the interesting thing about LeBron is that he's a pass first type of individual. So he's more like a team player more than Michael Jordan, which is interesting because LeBron, he can easily take over any game. But I feel like when he probably realized over time that even if he did that, he still needs his team behind him. And that's what I think is the big difference between him and Michael Jordan, is that he realized that a lot earlier than Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan did realize it, but it was after Phil Jackson came in, that, hey, I need a solid team around me, so if they're trying to double me, I can throw it out to you, and you can make a three, you can go in the lane, whatever the case may be. Because there's one fault that I have to give with LeBron. If his team is losing, he gives up very easily. That's the only thing that I really say against LeBron in a negative way versus Michael Jordan. Is that he just tends to, if his team is behind, he will get all excited. He'll try to shoot as many baskets as he can. But by third quarter, if his team is not doing what they need to do, LeBron just gets mad and just stops playing. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but that's what really happens. So it's like, can you fault LeBron for it? Nah. I mean, honestly, if you're the best person in your era, it's very hard to try to tell people or educate people how to do stuff when you know how to do something a lot better. You know? So, I think now that he's older, he just turned 30, I think that it's more he knows how to communicate a lot better to his teammates. Like, hey, you guys need to step it up when it comes to this. You guys need to be more aggressive at this point. You need to rebound more, whatever the case may be. But that's very, very important for LeBron now. So even though his career is not over, I can see him doing this big curve where he can just win a lot of the other titles, no matter what team he's on. So as of right now, if I had to give my pick, I would still have to go with Jordan over who's better. But I may have to revisit this once LeBron retires. When is he going to retire? I mean, he's 30 years old. Kobe. Kobe doesn't look like he's retiring anytime soon. I mean, he may decide to, but I feel like that Kobe doesn't want to retire at all. So LeBron easily has another 6 years ahead of him. Even if physically he's not the best player on the team, he can definitely be the player that, like, the Vince Carters, Paul Pierce's, those guys who Robert Horry back in the day, when those guys used to just, in the playoffs, they used to just kill teams. Ridiculous. So after that, I can revisit and then I can give you a better assessment. But for right now, I still have to go with Jordan, not just with the wins that he did, but just the overall package as it stands right now. And then we can take it from there. Put your comments below. Tell me, what do you think? Do you think that LeBron is better than Michael Jordan? Is Michael Jordan better than LeBron James? I know this is going to be a debate probably for the rest of all of our lives, but it's a fun and exciting debate that I know that we all would love to talk about. Please subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of topics like this. I talk about battle rap. I talk about everything in pop culture and even some reviews. Thanks so much. Gotta go. Please subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day. Peace.